Although the polar bear is white, it is still a bear. And as we know, brown bears go into hibernation when the food supply in winter is significantly reduced and the conditions for the existence of a bear in the forest are significantly deteriorating. And what about the polar bear? Does he have such a period? Polar bears are perfectly adapted to the harsh climate. They are incredibly hardy, swim well, and have developed senses. For example, polar bears are able to see carcasses of seals on ice for 2 to 3 kilometers, and strong odors in a favorable wind they smell for 6 to 7 kilometers. Thaw-warm fur protects bears from the most severe frosts and winds, and significant fat reserves allow them to go without food for a long time. But if there is no big difference in the structure of the fur cover between polar and brown bears, it cannot be said so about the feet. Unlike brown bears, white bears have very small callosities in toe pads, areas of bare skin on the feet. A bear is a wild animal. It is very strong and dangerous. It lives in the forest. Its head is big. Its neck is short but fat. Its paws are big and very strong. A bear has big clutches. Its eyes are small. Its ears are small too. Bears sleep in winter. I think bears are very clever. They lie down in a den. They are sometimes snowed in for weeks. During this winter sleep, cubs are born. They are very small at birth, weighing from 170 to 230 grams. Therefore, the mother bear takes care of them for several winter months. In the spring, hibernating animals wake up from changes in temperature, humidity and hunger. They crawl out of their dens and start feeding. The main food of polar bears is seals. These are such seals. Polar bears hunt them on the ice. They either snatch the seal with their paw from the hole in the ice through which the seal breathes, or they lie in wait and grab the seals that have climbed out on the ice to rest. In many areas of the Arctic where polar bears live, by the end of summer the ice is almost completely melting. They can't hunt seals anymore. It seems to be a bear too, but the white one does not hibernate. Only pregnant females can fall asleep and slow down their metabolism. And then not always. In most cases, the polar bear has a normal sleep and wake mode both in winter and in summer. After hunting, Misha steps into his den. However, it happens that males also fall asleep. Experts have noted interesting cases of their hibernation in the summer in the south of Greenland, when all forage objects migrated to the north for reproduction. Scientists have found that the repeated scattering of radiation between numerous layers of down or fur of light color slows down the cooling process. And it becomes clear why a polar bear, who has no one to hide from in the Arctic snows, is still white, because it is warm and white. Quick response: polar bears do not hibernate, but brown bears do. However, in fact, female polar bears actually lie in one place during pregnancy, and their pulse becomes twice as rare, and in general, all this is very similar to hibernation. As you know, brown bears are quite large animals. Therefore, in order to feed themselves, they need a decent amount of food. And although they are omnivorous, in winter the plant part of the diet disappears, and it is quite difficult to survive only by eating other animals, birds, small mammals, eggs. Female polar bears sleep more than males. Already in the autumn they go on land, leaving the ice, choose a secluded place in some hollow or on the hillside and lie down in a shallow hole in the snow. When a blizzard sweeps a large snowdrift over the bear, she finally completes her den in it and spends the whole winter here. And the cubs are born just in winter. Newborn cubs are very tiny. The main food of polar bears is seals. Interestingly, if bears do not succeed in hunting and have not eaten food for more than 7 days, their metabolism slows down and they begin to use their fat supply until the hunt becomes successful. When hunting, they are very smart and use a large number of techniques. For example, for better camouflage, they can cover their black muzzles and paws with snow. Interestingly, apparently, at any time of the year with prolonged starvation, polar bears seem to sleep on the move. The concentration of urea in their blood drops sharply, which is typical for other types of bears during hibernation. Bears are able to use urea for the synthesis of amino acids and proteins of plasma, liquid part, of blood. Interestingly, during the winter sleep period, the polar bear somehow manages to lose almost no mass of bones and muscles. Usually, in humans and other animals, their mass decreases sharply with prolonged immobility. Even when there is food, the mass of bones and muscles also decreases in other bear species during sleep.